Butterbean flattened foe in 18 seconds to record fastest knockout of his career, but opponent claims he took a dive. Butterbean's legendary punching power was called into question after one of his opponents admitted to taking a dive against him. In 1996, Butterbean, real name Eric Esch, duked it out with journeyman James Baker at the Spruce Goose Dome in Long Beach, California. At the time, Esch was 4 fights removed from the first defeat of his professional career against Mitchell Rose a year prior. He had won 18 of his 19 bouts up to this point by knocking over several fighters with losing records and was quickly building up a cult following in boxing under the guidance of Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum. Baker, who had knocked out debutant James Reynolds the night before, was drafted in as a late replacement to face Butterbean on USA TV's Tuesday Night Fights program, but the 1-5 boxer didn't put up much of a fight as he was flattened inside the opening 18 seconds after engaging in a wild exchange. Replays showed that Butterbean's knockout punch missed Baker while the disgraced boxer admitted to taking a dive, according to BoxRec. The reason he gave for throwing the fight was that he wanted to get off television as quickly as possible because he was violating his probation by fighting in California. Esch would later deny any foul play in an interview with the New Orleans Times-Picayune. "My fights are not fixed," he said. "If I knew the guy wouldn't put up a fight, you think I would be training 4 hours a day like I do?" In the years that followed, Butterbean strung together a 48-fight unbeaten streak before running into Billy Zumbrun in 2001. Zumbrun, who would go on to share the ring with the likes of Riddick Bowe, Michael Grant and Dominic Breazeale, during a long and punishing career, handed Esch the second defeat of his pro career via majority decision. 1 year later, he was taken to school by a 52-year-old Larry Holmes in his first ever 10-round fight. Esch's promoter Arum had insisted on his client being strictly a 4-round fighter over fears he would have a heart attack in the ring. But he managed to make it to the final bell against Holmes in a very low-output affair. After losing to Holmes, Butterbean tried his hand at kickboxing and MMA with varying levels of success while also competing in boxing. That he built up a 3-4 record in kickboxing but fared considerably better in MMA, where he compiled a winning 17-10 record, including a victory over former UFC heavyweight Wesley Carrera. Butterbean would eventually retire from combat sports in 2013 before ballooning up to 515 lbs. However, he is now eyeing up a comeback fight with Jake Paul after shedding over 200 pounds with the help of WWE legend Diamond Dallas Page. "I would love to fight Jake Paul, but Jake Paul is too smart to fight me," Esch told Chris Van Vliet. "I'm not saying he is a coward or anything like that, but I would destroy him and he thinks he knows it. I hit way too hard for him. What bugs me is he's fighting ex-MMA guys in a boxing match. It's a different sport. MMA guys are not always the best stand-up guys. If the boxing doesn't work, they can take them down. He said something about me. I'm not like Butterbean, I'm not a joke, and ever since then I have wanted to fight him just to show him."